What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Last time, we started at the beginning of a brand new arc. While we did cover everything that happened in the androids on Earth, of course things went very differently there. But more importantly, we saw stuff that was happening with Vegeta. And that stuff diverged even more from the main story. With how much things are changing now, what's going to change going forward too? Especially concerning Vegeta, and even the future timeline and things that are happening on Earth in the present timeline. We'll be covering some of that and more as we go on. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. If we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. The Heaters confront Vegeta, thinking that he might be a threat. So, this is the guy that's in charge now that Frieza's gone. Who made him Emperor? And Vegeta says he doesn't need anyone to make him Emperor. He made himself Emperor. I mean, just look at his great power. Did they not just witness that fight between him and that Cerealian? Not to mention, he's a Saiyan. He's one of the last of his kind. Incredibly strong to begin with, and he was the one to defeat Frieza. They have heard rumors of this, but now they get the confirmation from Vegeta himself. And they see an opportunity here. He seems to be irrational. Not that Frieza was the most rational at times, but this guy, they could probably exploit it somehow. And maybe he has faults. Maybe defeating Frieza was pure luck. Plus, they might be stronger too, especially since their last encounter with a Saiyan. This could be a perfect opportunity for them. Kill Vegeta, take the power left in that vacuum. And then the Heaters could be in control of everything, getting wealth beyond their wildest dreams and power beyond what they wanted. Also, look at the group. There's 4 of them versus 1 Vegeta. How bad could this possibly be? They have a reason to attack him after all, and Vegeta could sense this. He could tell, well, if they're gonna attack him, go ahead already. Stop wasting his time. He taunts them, trying to get them to fight. And the Heaters oblige. Well, if Vegeta's inviting them to, they may as well. They begin attacking him, and it becomes clear pretty quickly that Vegeta's above them. Vegeta says he'll let them live. He does need some strong soldiers after all, but they're offended by this. That implies that he defeated them. They've still got some fight left in them. Vegeta's curious. What do they mean by that? Alec looks over to Gas, and the group's unsure of it, but they try and unleash Gas's full power, letting him lose control. And Vegeta's impressed by this transformation. He does get stronger, but Vegeta's not worried at all. Gas attacks him, and Vegeta allows the attacks to hit. Vegeta even goes into Super Saiyan 2, and it's painful. These attacks are strong, and he's purposely leaving himself open. It's risky, but it seems like it's working. Gas absolutely mangles Vegeta, tossing him aside. But Vegeta, he then stands up. All his wounds, they're healed. Slowly but surely, every injury on his body goes away, and he begins laughing maniacally. Now do they see what he wished for on the Dragon Balls? He wished to become immortal. They're not going to be able to defeat him, and if anything, they just helped him. By attacking him and having him heal, he's grown stronger. Even stronger than he was before. Even stronger than he was when he got Super Saiyan 2 against Granola. Now they've really screwed up. Vegeta powers up, showing off his full strength. It's enough to even make Gas scared. And simply put, he wipes them all out, getting rid of the Heaters as well. That was a fun battle, and he did get some benefit from it. Not only did he get stronger from this, but it allowed him to test out his immortality. And also, it did make him think of something. What he said before about wanting a strong army. That still is true. He just has a bunch of random expendable soldiers right now that can't really do anything. He doesn't want to do all the work himself. Of course, it is fun from time to time, but with an empire like his, he needs strong people. He needs more people. He can't just rely on these grunts everywhere. The Heaters would have made nice soldiers, but he could tell it wouldn't have worked out. He needs to go elsewhere. See if he can find any other strong soldiers out there. And with this brand new power now, there's nothing that can stand in his way. He's immortal. He's strong. Although, there are a couple things on his mind. There is Kakarot. He doesn't really care as much about Kakarot or Earth anymore. He's fine as is. He got what he wanted and he's continually growing. But there is still a dragon there, and he assumes that there's more out there. Obviously, he does know the one on Namek too. And that could be an issue for his immortality. Someone could easily just reverse it, right? Well, no one will know that he's immortal, at least not yet. The only people that saw were Monaido and the Heaters. And who's Monaido gonna tell? Also, there was Granola, so everyone who saw it is dead, or it's just a Namekian out here in the middle of nowhere. He'll be fine, but this does stay on his mind. Maybe someone can reverse his immortality, and he needs to make sure that doesn't happen. Eventually, he will go after the other dragons, destroying them to ensure his immortality. He'll continue growing even stronger, with his army growing just as powerful as well. King Vegeta IV's reign begins. And now, he begins looking for another strong soldier. He needs a few, but he doesn't really know where to start looking. He sends out some of his scouts, going to a bunch of different planets, seeing what they could locate. Maybe they could find some planet with a high power on it. And as they look around, there's not too many strong people, but one of his scouts comes across a certain planet. The planet seems abandoned, uninhabitable even, but there's a strong power on there, and Vegeta decides he's gonna go check it out himself, seeing if it's worthwhile to try and convince this person to join his army. As he arrives on this planet, he's kind of weirded out by it. There's no one here except he senses two powers. One is kind of low and one's a little bit higher, also randomly increasing at times. He flies over to where he senses these powers, confronting these two people. His jaw drops. Saiyans? And their jaws drop too. Vegeta? Right now, he's on planet Vampa, and he just encountered Broly and Paragus. No words are exchanged. Vegeta's about to say something, but Paragus can't even think straight. He tells Broly, attack, and Vegeta's confused. What the hell? They're Saiyans, why are they attacking him? Broly immediately attacks Vegeta without question. They don't know why Vegeta's here or how he even found them, but they're not gonna wait and question it. Broly immediately starts attacking him, and Vegeta could tell, this guy's powerful. Even in his base, he's contending with Vegeta. No, actually, Vegeta's base isn't gonna be enough. He has to transform into Super Saiyan. And Broly's power is still too strong for him, and this guy, he seems completely berserk, completely controlled by his anger. Paragus watches on too, glad to see this. Vegeta's finally gonna be killed. Of course, he's completely stunned by the fact that he's a Super Saiyan, or at least he assumes that's what that is. But still, even with that Super Saiyan power, Broly's still winning. And Paragus laughs. Vegeta came right to them. He walked right into his doom. They don't need to do anything anymore, and they'll just steal his ship and leave here now. But as Broly continues fighting, Vegeta then powers up even more, going into Super Saiyan 2 and also healing from his injuries from before, getting stronger on top of that. He knows, the Saiyan's growing as he fights. He can clearly tell that. He's strong as is, and his anger's controlling him, bringing out more and more of his raw power. And he sees now, these were the Saiyans that were exiled by his father, or at least this one that he's fighting. Paragus even explains too. Vegeta thinks it's dumb that he's trying to attack him for something that his father did. But whatever, he is the king now, so maybe he does hold some responsibility. And Paragus is completely shocked. How is Broly not killing him? Broly seeming to do a lot of damage, but every time he does, Vegeta just regenerates, getting stronger and stronger. Vegeta doesn't reveal that he's immortal, of course, but he mentions that he's not going to be injured by this guy. Vegeta eventually does get the upper hand, and even though Broly's unleashing more and more power, Vegeta eventually does beat him. Not killing him, just knocking him unconscious. He then turns to Paragus, wondering why the hell he did that. There's no point to hold a grudge against him. Vegeta was here to help, try and recruit them for his new army. He killed Frieza, he tells them everything. But Paragus doesn't care. He still holds that grudge against Vegeta and his father. And Vegeta offers one last time. He'll put this all behind them. He'll let them live, and he'll sweep this attempted assassination under the rug. They should come join him. Stop whining about the past. Make it water under the bridge. It wasn't his fault. Vegeta was just a kid when this happened. He's the same age as Broly after all. Paragus is annoyed. The gall of Vegeta to even suggest this. He doesn't get what they've been through, and he doesn't get where they're coming from. But Paragus takes some time to consider. Now that he's cooled down a bit, and that Broly's unconscious and there's no fight going on, he does have some time to think. He hesitates with his response. And then, he drops his guard. Maybe they can let this grudge go. It wasn't Vegeta's fault, he's right. He could kill Vegeta, but then that would make him no better than King Vegeta. That's the point. He wanted to get back at the king, but if he's dead, who cares? All the Saiyans are gone too, and this is his only shot of getting off planet Vampa. He doesn't like Vegeta. This isn't just a change of heart right here. It's just that this seems like the logical choice. So, reluctantly, Paragus decides to join Vegeta. He and Broly will work under him. But they expect to be treated very fairly by Vegeta, not just because they're Saiyans, but because of what they've been through here. They want to be compensated somehow. And Vegeta says don't worry, as long as they're loyal soldiers, he'll make sure they're treated the best possible way they can be. He knows Paragus does have some sort of expertise in the military, and as for Broly, he's not going to let that power go to waste. He'll take them off this hellish planet, and he'll form them into fine soldiers for his army. And he tells them not to worry. It's nothing like King Cold's army, Frieza's army, or even King Vegeta's army. This is something completely new. Hence why it's been successful so far. Especially judging by the fact that they found these two. That should be proof enough. So, the two of them go off with Vegeta, and now they begin their training with Vegeta's army. Let's go back to Earth for a bit too. We've covered a lot with Vegeta, so we can go back here now. On Earth, 16 is still training with Goku, Gohan, and Goten. Time is passing and there's not really much else to do. Of course they're going to continue their training, and they want to try and get as strong as possible. Super Saiyan's great, for Goku especially, but Gohan's trying to get a grasp on it too. Goten's a bit young by now, but it's better to start him off early. Gohan did start pretty young too. So by the time Goten's a few years old, he could join in as well. And having 16 as a training partner is great. He can continuously be upgraded by Bulma, and it's a nice little project for her. It benefits her, it benefits Goku, and it basically benefits everyone else too because they could train alongside 16. They have so many great training facilities. The Gravity Room, training with 16. They can even train on the Lookout. Everyone's growing stronger and more confident as time goes on. But all the while, Bulma is still working on another project. While she does upgrade Android 16 from time to time, there's also another android she still has to work on. It's Cell. A lot of time has passed since they found Cell, and she's still working on him, and she's able to circumvent a lot of Jiro's work. Besides the obvious fact that she wants to remove all the Kill Goku stuff, she could probably tweak Cell to be good. Way better than he was before. Of course, this Cell won't have the DNA of Frieza right now because Frieza never came to Earth at this point. The future Cell did, but this guy doesn't yet. So that makes it a little bit easier to make him more good. But he most likely wouldn't have the insane potential of Cell. At least not the Cell that we know of. Although, he does have a lot of stuff in him. A lot of Saiyan DNA, hybrid Saiyan DNA too, which makes up for the lack of Frieza DNA. And of course, the Namekian DNA as well. And as Bulma works on him more and more, she sees other things that could be improved. As long as this project works well, she should even give him infinite energy like they have with Android 16. And it's interesting, this bio-android can regenerate, not just like Piccolo can, but even beyond that. Combine that with the fact that he has Saiyan DNA, and this can make him really powerful when he regenerates. And of course, she doesn't want him to just be imperfect when he awakens. She can make it so he's perfect as soon as he hatches. Something she never really got in the first place, but hey, she can work around it because she has the resources and such. More time passes, a couple years since the last part actually, and finally, the project is complete. She calls everyone over. This has been a passion project for some time now, and she's excited to see how it turns out. But just in case something goes wrong, which she doubts, it would be nice to have everyone here just in case. The chamber that Cell's in begins breaking, and a figure emerges from it. Cell steps out. He has a look of bewilderment on his face, a little bit confused, but also, he just seems to be dazed, like someone who just woke up, which does make sense. And he looks around. His vision focuses and he sees everyone in front of him. He recognizes them instantly. Bulma, someone whose DNA is in him. Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, all these people around him. He already has knowledge of them and DNA from them too. But his attention is mainly drawn to Goku. Something about him intrigues Cell, this guy specifically. He doesn't know why. It's almost like he was made to meet him. Slowly, he walks up to Goku, not saying anything. The two make eye contact. Goku's smiling, but he becomes a little bit serious, even partially on guard for a bit. Cell then sticks a hand out, greeting Goku, saying that his name is Cell. Goku's smile returns, growing even bigger than before, shaking Cell's hand, saying that he's glad to meet him. Cell looks around. These people, they're his family. I mean, he is actually related to them after all. He has their DNA. And it's nice to be awoken finally, to be complete, to be perfect. He gets a look at himself in the mirror. This is what perfection looks like. And he turns over to Bulma, thanking her. Of course, he has all the data from beforehand with Cell. She couldn't completely undo everything, so Cell kinda does know his origins, at least a little bit about it. And he thanks her for this clarity. He's a good being. He's powerful. He feels fulfilled. And most importantly, he's perfect. The group is confident. Now with Cell here, they have another person to rely on, another strong fighter, and another strong friend. It'll be interesting to see how this guy is, how he acts and such. And more importantly, how strong he is. And actually, it's perfect timing too. Gohan then suggests, Cell wants to test out his power, doesn't he? And Cell's intrigued. Yeah, he does. What, does Gohan want to fight? And Gohan says he'll fight with Cell eventually. He feels like it's necessary. But more importantly, there's a better opportunity for this. A world tournament is coming up. A world tournament? Oh yeah, Cell has vague knowledge of that. Maybe this could be fun. That's right. Next time we'll be heading into the Buu Saga, at least on the Earth side of things. But as for Vegeta, we still will be covering what's happening with him, Broly, and the rest of his army. With his newfound immortality and his newfound partner, what's it going to be like for Vegeta next? And is he eventually going to come to Earth? He considers all his options, wondering where to go now. He has so much that he could do. All this power, all this influence, his immortality. The potential is limitless. He has so much he could try out. It's almost overwhelming, actually. Vegeta ponders, what's next for him and his empire? And at the same time, the group on Earth ponders too. What's Cell gonna be like? What lies ahead for them too? What kind of foes are they gonna face in the future, if any? With each of these storylines taking a big turning point, this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? And what do you think is gonna happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series or any other videos like it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.